Welcome. Today's video is going to be lots of different exercises and movements that you can do wearing your everyday clothes while you're at home doing other activities. So things you can do in between getting down on your mat or going to do more intense exercise. They're things that move your joints and things that help your circulation. If you're working from home or if you're living with a chronic illness, there's probably a lot of time where you are not moving very much and your circulation gets a bit sluggish and your posture gets really poor and you're hunched over, compressing your lungs, putting tension in your neck and shoulders, maybe holding onto a device or sitting at a workstation that's probably not the best setup if you're working at home. So yeah, just a heap of different things that you can put in your toolkit, and maybe as you watch the video you can pause it and write down some things you want to remember to do regularly during your day. So that was all a bit fast, but we'll start moving. Think about some of these things I'll be doing sitting down, but they work just as well standing up. So things that you can do while you wait for the kettle to boil, or when you stand up from your desk, that you can really have a good stretch and move around, or if you just want a few minutes of break without standing up, it's really good too. So some of these things we've done in other videos, and you can also go back and watch the chair yoga video to get some more ideas to add. So we'll start by rolling our shoulders. If you think about how much tension you can hold in your shoulders and how much time you can spend with them, your arms just in one spot. These kind of exercises help release the muscles, give them another option of how to be, go forward. They don't have to hold the tension. You can rest them in a good alignment, back and down instead of hunched over, so that your chest can open, that there's room for your lungs to really expand, that you're not putting compression into your heart, which sounds really bad, but yeah, if you're over, hunched over, that's what happens. Then we're going to breathe as we move, turning our head, exhaling to the right, inhaling to come back, exhaling left, inhale back, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Taking your right ear to your right shoulder, you can lengthen your arm down beside you, increasing the stretch. Inhale up 3 times, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale other side. Extend your right hand, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Take your chin halfway to your right shoulder, chin to chest as you exhale. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Back to center, halfway towards your left shoulder, exhale down, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Back to the front, chin to chest, exhale, inhale, gently look up, exhale, inhale to center, exhale down, inhale, exhale, look up, inhale to center, exhale, look down, inhale, center, exhale, look up, inhale, center, exhale down, and back to center. Another thing you can do is just give your neck and shoulders a good massage. Even into your scalp, back of your head. Taking your time, longer than we'll do today. You can scrunch up your face, closing your eyes, screwing up your cheeks and mouth, and release. Stretching through your forehead and your jaw, and release. You can do that a few times through your day. If you're using your hands for an activity for a long time, like typing or writing or holding a device, reading, chopping vegetables, it's really good to bring your hands and joints through their full range of motion, extending and stretching. Often our long repetitive movements are really restricted in how far we take our joints. Keep within the normal range, don't overextend. Make fists, circle your hands through your wrists. Taking your joints through their full range of movement, reminding them that they can move further than you might ask them to regularly. Back to center. We'll circle our forearms, keeping our upper arms still. Back the other way. Back to center. Then we're going to raise our left arm, bend to the right. Again, if you're standing up, you can do this in the kitchen while we wait for the kettle to boil. Inhale up 3 times. You can do it more times. Just feel the stretch in your side, the stretch in your spine. And release. Right arm lengthening up, bending left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Another thing you can do is hold on to the opposite wrist. Raise your arms up, bending over, lengthening through the left arm. Just a deeper stretch, and back 3 times. Swapping sides, holding onto your right wrist, raising up, bend left. And release. Interlace your fingers, pushing your palms away, stretching into your shoulders, really lengthen into stretch in your upper back. You can turn your hands, push the backs of your hands away. Notice how it feels different in your shoulders and hands and wrists. And release. You can do the same, interlacing them behind, lifting, choosing what feels good to you. Opening your chest, really expanding through your ribs. Turn your hands over, pushing the palms away. And release. Arms can be extended, you need a bit more space than I've got here. Take your right arm around, follow it with your head, comfortable distance. Coming back 3 times. Coming back, moving with your breath. Coming back. Other side, left hand. Coming back. Last time. Coming back. It's really good to move your feet. You can take your feet in circles. I don't have enough camera space, take them round. Go back. Getting the circulation moving. Scrunch your toes, spread them, scrunch, spread, scrunch, and spread. Give them a wriggle. Holding up your right leg, circling the knee, nice and gentle. Back the other way. Back to center. Taking your right ankle onto your left knee, sitting up tall, letting your knee drop down gently. Your ankle is flexed, so it's at a right angle, not straight down your leg. Feeling the stretch in your right buttock and sciatic nerve. Lengthening up, you can lean forward if you feel like some more stretch. Listening to what your body needs, making sure your knee's comfortable. If you want your leg extended down here a bit more, that takes some pressure off. Pay attention to what this side feels like. So when we swap sides, you can reflect back, have a think about why it might be tight on one side. Perhaps it's to do with driving in the car, or maybe you need to adjust how you sit at your desk or on the couch. Lengthen up, release the leg, draw your left knee in, circle. Using your core to stay nice and strong. Back the other way. Back to center, left ankle onto right knee. Let that left knee gently lower. Feel the stretch in your left buttock. Lengthen up your body. Lean forward if you choose. Again, depends whether you've got stretchy jeans on, if you can do this in what you're wearing, but if you're probably at home, you might have comfy pants on already, but you don't necessarily need your yoga outfit. Lengthen up, reflect on which side was more tight. Releasing your left foot to the ground. A little thing you can do to get the circulation moving if you've been sitting with your legs down, even if you've been lying in bed for a long time, like an hour or two or all afternoon, just kicking your legs under the covers, or if you've been sitting, jogging your feet, you can play around. But just think of all the big muscles that need to squeeze the blood back up to your heart, that once our blood gets into the tiny capillaries, where they're so fine, the capillaries, that they travel really close to every cell in our body, but to get back up to our heart and to our lungs to reoxygenate, really relies on movement of your muscles to help squeeze the blood up through all the vessels, all the veins, back to your heart. So if you have been sedentary for whatever reason, whether you're stuck on a video call for a long time, or if you're not well and you're lying in bed, just to kind of remember what the physiology of your body is, that you may not have a heap of time or energy to move, but you can like do 1 minute or 2 minutes of movement. It doesn't have to be too vigorous, but just get the muscles pumping, and the like 30 seconds, a minute, it adds up to help you be a bit stronger, helps the blood come back to your heart. Then it can be oxygenated in your lungs and travel to places where you really need it, like your brain, and that really helps you to be able to think a bit more clearly. So really keep remembering the anatomy, the physiology of your body. If you have a chronic illness, you need to make sure you do these things a lot more too, because you're already dealing with lots of symptoms that aren't very fun. So if you can do things to boost your natural ability to look after your body, it's really worthwhile. Okay, so now we're going to do some standing up things. They're things that you can try and do, like each time you go to the bathroom through the day, each time you go to the kitchen, just try and add 1 or 2 things to your routine in each room. Things that you can do, like even each time you go to the toilet and you're sitting on the toilet, pausing for like 1 minute longer there, do some twists. Things that like are hard to take the time to do, but if you find routines where they're just a given, that you're not having to stop for 15 minutes of movement, that you can do some gentle things, get that boost of circulation. It also really boosts your immune system, the lymphatic system that's part of your circulation, and your immune system relies as well on your muscles contracting to move the lymph back so it can be filter out all the things we don't need in our body anymore, freshen it all up, return some of the products back into our body in our blood, and remove the waste products, go to different organs, different parts of our body that have immune function. So the more you can get that circulating, the better. So we'll stand up. One thing you can do, have your feet together or just a comfortable distance, sinking down, cupping over your knees, or if that's too far down, just holding on up here. Going to take our knees in a infinity sign, so a figure 8 kind of sign, thinking about the movement that's happening in our ankles, our knees, our hips, our feet, our balance, our mind, trying to do like a bit of a tricky movement, go back the other way, that's where it gets a bit tricky. Coordinating all those muscles to do what you're asking them, back to center and come up. You can do like figure 8s of your hips too, or like just hip circles while the kettle boils, while something's cooking on the stove. Just get creative, see what you can remember from classes that you've taken, like PE stretching even. Tree pose, can just have your ankle bent, your foot off the ground, or your foot just lifted. It's working your balance, it's strengthening the leg that's still on the floor. So challenge yourself. You can do things while you're on the phone or like hands-free. Doesn't make any noise, you're not going to hopefully be puffing too much. So the other side, just picking something that's doing you good, like it's good balance, good strengthening, nice and tall, that you're taking the opportunity with each thing we do to focus on your breath, to bring your mind back to the present, to scan through your breathing, see if it's expanding your lungs, if it's breathing deep to the base of your lungs. If your thoughts are coming back to the present moment, just leaving those repetitive thoughts for later. Then we're going to do the balance. So taking right foot forward, bringing it in front, arms can be out, stepping forward. You don't have to have your arms out if it's inconvenient while you're practicing. Lifting your toes as you come back. Releasing your arms, bringing your right foot back. Left foot comes forward, coming forward. Lifting your toes, arms out. Just working your balance, strengthening your legs. Giving your mind an activity to concentrate on, letting those other thoughts go. Another thing you can do is cross your legs over. Feet are kind of next to each other, lengthening up, reaching down to your feet, feeling the stretch in your hips, the backs of your legs, choosing whether you rest your hands on your shins or if they go down to the floor, noticing which side is tight, where the tight parts are, feeling if it feels nice to stretch that part. If you want to try and do this regularly, releasing, coming to the other side, crossing the other leg forward. Depends what shape your legs are. You might need to have one foot more forward or just make room for your body. Lengthening, stretching, coming up. If that's not comfortable, just have your feet side by side. Still pretty much the same stretch. Or you can have one foot forward, stretching down. You can hold on to the bench or your desk or the back of the couch. Just use what's around you to stretch. Coming up. Forward fold. You can just have a chair or the bench, holding on, walking back, heads between your hands. Your hips are like this, but you want to be a bit forward on your feet, not back behind your ankles. So you'll feel a nice stretch in the top of your back. Your knees can still be a bit soft so you don't overstretch them. Stretch in the backs of your legs. You can hold on to something lower down for a different version of downward facing dog. Head between your arms. You can have soft elbows if that helps you reach down further. Soften your knees to come up. Stretching your feet as you're standing up with bare feet can feel really good. Just pushing your toes on the floor, rolling your feet up and forward. A lunge. So you can hold on to your chair or your kitchen bench. You want so your knee stays above your ankle on the front leg. So reach your back leg, step it back far enough so when you lunge down, your knee stays above your ankle, doesn't go over your foot. You can stay holding on, or you can raise your arms. You can have them at your chest. So stretch in your right hip. It's nice and strong into your legs, strengthening your legs, contracting those muscles, helping your circulation. Lifting up, stepping forward, coming to the other side, stepping back as far as you need, keeping that knee above your ankle, lengthening your spine nice and tall, staying here, raising your arms or to your chest, coming up. All these things that you can probably do in your kitchen, in your bathroom, in your lounge room while you're watching TV, in your home office, beside your bed. Just find ways where you have a routine where you just pick and choose a few little movements. We'll do chair pose. So hands can come to your chest, sinking into your knees, tilting forward. Spine is long, head's in line with your spine. Choose how low down you sink, how strong a work you feel like you need in your legs. Only staying down as long as you can breathe easily. When it gets a bit hard to breathe, standing up again. You can just sink down. You can do this while you clean your teeth. Coming up and release. You can do wide leg forward fold, picking how far apart you want your feet. You can have the bench in front of you, stretching through your shoulders and back, stretching into your legs, or you can reach down to the floor. If you go down to the floor, you can walk your hands across to your right foot, back to center, over to the left, back to center. Soften your knees, rolling up to standing. Heel toe your feet in. You can roll up and down on your toes, both legs at the same time. You might just come up a tiny bit, or you might have really strong feet and ankles coming all the way up. Good for your balance. Balancing on one leg, either just heel up or raising your leg so that it's like at right angles. Ankles at right angles. You can do a twist here. And release, other side. Raising your right leg. Twisting. Back to center and release. What else do we have? Marching you can do, and you can cross your opposite hands over. It's really good for your brain. Doing it slow is good to challenge your balance more controlled. And we'll sit back down. One thing that's kind of cool to do is tapping your thymus. So you find your sternum and you can just tap. You don't need to talk, but it's good for your immune system. And release. We'll do 3 cleansing breaths, shoulder shrugs and sighs. Something that's really good to just release. So inhale up. And the last thing, rubbing your hands till they feel warm. Something you can do when you have warm hands in bed too. When they're warm, you close your eyes, you cup your hand, put it over your eyes. Sometimes if you're lying in bed, you can be more comfortable crossing your hands and putting them over your eyes. when your hands are warm, the warmth from your hands soaks into your eyeballs. Feels really nice. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it inspires you to do some movement through your day. Like, think if you could do 20 times in the day where you pick a movement and you use it as a cue to pay attention to your breath, to your posture, and to what's happening in your thoughts. And if you do that like 20 times, even 30 times, 40 times, you're really training your brain to have better awareness of what you're doing with your body. Maybe you'll notice what your body needs a bit more as far as movement and circulation goes, as far as posture goes, being more aware of when you need to take a break from what you're doing because you feel like you can't think clearly, or that, because there's not enough blood getting to your head. You train yourself to just have that greater level of awareness, what your breath's doing. And the more that you observe your body, the more your mind and body know what it likes and what it wants to do more of. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be good if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't liked it. Go back and like some of the other videos you've enjoyed that you haven't liked yet. Share it with anyone who you think might enjoy it. Send me a message saying you thought it was helpful, or with some suggestions of other things that you want to see. And yeah, thank you and goodbye.